And welcome in. Happy Friday, everybody. Welcome to the Nick Club Wrestling Happy Hour. I am one half of your host and virtual bartender, Mr. Nick Teodoro. Joining me, as always, is my tag team partner in life, my wife, Mr. Cole. What are you having, Nicole?
Oh, you know me, some Tito, some orange, some crayon. Mr. Nick, tell the people what you're drinking and our three things for the show.
I'm having my J. Lure 7 Oaks Cabernet, as per usual. Well, Paul Heyman owes a few favors. The Young Bucks have returned to AEW, and Charlotte and Tiffany Stratton flipped the script on their WrestleMania match. It is Friday, April 11th, 2025. This is the Nick Club Wrestling Happy Hour.
Wrestling has more than one royal family.
To the 3 to the 4. Tell him bring another round when he's let it go. Two stepping on a table, she don't need a dance floor. Oh my, good lord. Someone pour me up another shot of whiskey. They know me and Jack Daniels got a history. There's a party downtown near Fifth Street. Everybody at the bar getting tipsy. Everybody at the bar getting tipsy.
And welcome back in, everybody. Happy Friday. If you are new here, welcome in. Hit the old like and subscribe. If you are a regular, welcome back. We love having you. Nikki, it's been a week. And it's a week until the big one. Next week is Podmania.
Oh my god, extravaganza.
I know. I am very excited. We have 3 channels coming together for an excellent weekend of coverage.
I'm gonna do like an epic handshake, like,
yeah. But yes, we released the schedule starting right here next Friday on the Nick Club Wrestling Happy Hour. We are previewing night 1 of WWE WrestleMania 41 as we get into it. And our friends at the In Your House podcast and the Biconic Wrestling podcast will be joining us all over next weekend, along with all of you. So we are super excited for Podmania, Nikki.
Yeah, so many things.
So many things.
It's going to be so much, but you know, check Monkey's stuff out. The Biconics, Josh and the kids over there at the house. Like, it's going to be really good. Ooh. And obviously here at the bar.
Yeah.
Right we're the first stop. You gotta come. You gotta get hydrated before you get off to all the other media stuff to watch.
Exactly. We get you going. The pregame. It's the happy hour. But Nikki, we got a lot to get to this week. A lot of favors owed. A lot of things to talk about. But first, we start with our favorite segment, Nikki's non-kayfabe news.
Sorry, my notes are a little out of order. Again, I feel like on Nikki's news, we just start off with the sadness. KO is injured, beyond injured. He needs neck surgery. We don't know if and when he's going to come back, but he cut this quick and to the point promo, basically sort of breaking kayfabe, just like, because obviously he's a heel, and he came out and it was like, you know, he needs to get neck surgery. He doesn't know when he'll be back, but he thanked WWE for giving the privilege to be in front of the crowd one last time, because he doesn't know when he's going to be back, and he doesn't take anything for granted. And basically apologized and thanked the crowd and just like quickly left. Like, I feel like you looking at like Edge's, whatever the fuck you want to call him when he retired. when Daniel Bryan had to do it 4,000 times, like cried like a baby every time. I feel like he was just like, not doing that. This is what's happening. We'll keep you posted. Bye.
Yeah, and it's sad because he was doing arguably the best work of his career.
The best. I love Kevin Owens no matter what he does, but goddamn, I love a heel Owens so much.
Yeah, he was doing the best work of his career, and everything that he had done, whether it was Cody Rhodes or like even the Sami Zayn stuff that we thought was going to be in the match that was eventually going to happen this year with Randy Orton. It's sad to see. I wondered if also that they would use him in like an on-air personality, because again, like Punk, when Punk was like an announcer, I could see him being a great announcer for the next couple of years to keep him around and relevant on TV. But everything I'm reading is it could be multiple years.
Yeah, because apparently it's worse than Bryan's and Edge's. And again, if he is going to go get neck surgery, I don't think he could be flying to like NXT every week to do something. Because I'm pretty sure, do they live in Florida? They live in Canada. Thought maybe dual houses, but I thought they were mainly in Canada. Again, someone could correct me down below, but regardless of where he lives, you can't be flying every week right after you have neck surgery.
Yeah.
Or any surgery. Chris Candido, hello. But it's very, best thoughts and wishes and prayers and all that stuff for him to, be healthy just in general, let alone like being on my wrestling screen. He's got I want to say two babies, but his son's like taller than him.
I know. And everyone's waiting for his son to potentially get into the industry.
Yeah. Starting young, Brody Jr. is out there wrestling with Natty every week. But I don't know. It's sad, and it just seems abrupt. But great. Like if this was his last match in his last match in WWE would be with Sammy in the no DQ or whatever the stip was. Basically the crazy match that they had. Sort of kind of fitting.
Less TV, yeah, it's all about, yeah.
No, because I thought
I think he
got... I was whatever, sister. Whatever that last pay-per-view, PLE, as I punched my drink in the face. I think that's as better of an ending you could in the circumstances. You're, having it with Sammy, Yeah.
No, again, your friend, your best friend, your best man.
Yeah.
Writing that's a good way to go out if you have to. But hopefully it's not the last of Kevin Owens that we see.
I don't know. And then I wonder, is this going to be like an Edge thing that, they thought he wasn't going to come back and then they put him in the Hall of Fame? Do you think this leads to segueing into my next story? Would this be something, would KO maybe potentially go in the Hall of Fame early? Because he's going in. I'm sorry. His run, again, him being the NXT champion coming up and answering when John Cena was doing that US title. We can go on forever about all my favorite KO moments. But could that be potential?
Maybe. Potentially. But we shall see. Well, Nikki, you mentioned the...
Yeah, speaking of the Hall of Fame, they're kind of bringing a wing from their, illustrious Hall of Fame back. And this was something they were doing for a while, and in typical Vince fashion, it's something that you just forgot talking about or inducted people. But they are introducing 3 legendary wrestlers into their legacy wing of the Hall of Fame, which I'm honestly, the first 2 I thought were already in.
Kamala and Dory Funk?
No, sorry. I'm thinking, I'm reading it backwards. I was thinking Dory, obviously.
Ivan?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would have thought. I thought Ivan Koloff, yeah.
I thought they were both, because I know, I'm pretty sure, are both in, or just Terry?
I still don't understand how this differs from being in the Hall of Fame, period.
They're not gonna get an intro and a speech and all that stuff. Someone's not gonna induct Dory Sr. and then, Terry comes out and accepts it on behalf of his dad. I think they're just hey, we're giving a nod and a cap. I'm sure there's money involved. Kamala's just whatever, the Legends deal. So maybe these are the 3 Legends they signed, and they're your legacy wing, because it's they're not...
for me, all right, so we're just to touch on this. I feel like Steven Bop is going to chime in on this when he calls in later, I'm assuming, because this seems right up his alley to chime in on this type of topic. As he's our historian, our resident wrestling historian here. But Kamala, I'm a little surprised, but I remember my fond memory of Kamala was ironically him losing in the casket match to The Undertaker, like the first casket match. Was he was The Undertaker's first, to me, he was The Undertaker's first big feud and like rivalry that I remember. I don't know, maybe.
And the custom, I just remember all the vignettes of him making the custom casket.
No, Steve, it's not because you're old.
Steven, stop it. And then also, like, they nailed it shut.
Yeah, it's scary.
Yeah,
that's terrifying.
But no, I think again, Funk and Ivan, I thought were in already. But congratulations to the three of them again. Legendary careers. Meant a lot to the business. Maybe Kamala. I'm glad they're finally like. Taken care of a little late, but something, because he did get that Legends deal. His, they can use them in the video games. His family is getting money from it. Again, I think Steven said a couple weeks ago, I think when he did sign a Legends deal, that it's like they didn't really take care of him when they should have. So hopefully this means something to the family now.
For sure. So, Nikki,
it's a quick one.
The quick one.
So, let's hit it and quit it.
We're getting better at these segue things. So, production meetings. This is what happens when you attend the production meetings, Nikki. I'm very proud of you. So, we're doing the show a little different this week because, again, as we mentioned, next week's going to be very heavy WrestleMania, Podmania week for us here at the Nick Club Wrestling Happy Hour. So, we're going to start with our lovely friends at AEW. Nikki, AEW Dynasty, your takeaways.
Do I have to say them out loud? AEW, I want to root for you. And there's, again, pockets of goodness. And then the main event happened. And then I wanted to throw something out the window. Why?
Can I do it?
Do it.
Hated it.
I hate that he retained. I hate why he retained. I hate that they're back. I hate everything about this.
Well, Nikki, let's talk about it because we got a lot to get into.
And it's hard because I feel like on the show, a lot of people in the chat gonna shit on AEW, and I'm like, all the ships, all the boats, raise all the tides. You're making me you're making it hard for me.
Well, before we get into all of that, because we're going to talk about the main event and the big news of the return, but I just have to throw this out there. I'm the champion. 7-3 last week on our Dynasty predictions. Nikki went 6-4, picking with her heart.
Again, well, because I really didn't know how MJF was going to play with the Hurt Syndicate. So again, I was like, I'm probably going to be wrong on this. Maybe I'm just going to go against the Hurt Syndicate every single pay-per-view.
So,
or do you want...
Well, I was going to say, so currently now, the way we're doing this on our picks is that we're going to pick each pay-per-view, whether it's WWE or AEW, and whoever has the higher, better record is the champion. So I'm currently now the AEW champion. So the title, in theory, could change hands per show. But the overall record for the year is below. So currently on the year, I lead the way, 14 victories to just 5 losses. Nikki is 13. Yeah, just right there, Nikki, just one behind. 13-6 for Dynasty. Well, for the year. So, again, Nikki, let's get into it. The main event, you're talking about it. The Young Bucks return to cost Swerve Strickland the AEW World Title. What are your thoughts on the Young Bucks return to AEW?
I hate it. I hate it so much. They left because it was too dangerous. It's a dangerous working environment. Like, the Death Riders are too much. We gotta go. Bye. And then it's like, hey, like, we should, let's be friends. Like, bring your friends and I'll bring my friends and maybe we'll be friends.
Yeah, like this bleeds into Dynamite, so we're combining our AEW into all one, this whole segment. So the Bucks return and they give the EVB trigger to Swerve Strickland. And ultimately, that leads towards Moxley retaining. On Dynamite, they explain their actions, which they should have opened Dynamite. They have Mox against Shibata opening Dynamite for whatever reason, just in a random match, and then just for them to call him back out like 2 minutes later, which I don't know if it's just trying to fill time, whatever. And basically what they get to is that they're both trying to take over the world, and they were basically proud of Jon Moxley because he did the one thing that they couldn't do in claiming the AEW World Heavyweight Championship. To me, the logic there, kayfabe logic, whatever you want to call it, storyline logic, just doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense. It does not make sense.
Like, I'd rather them come back as baby faces and try and save the company that way, and like with Kenny.
I can't. That promo bothered me too. Do you want to talk about
where Kenny...
Like, Kenny comes out and cuts this weird promo. You would think these guys are best friends, went all over Japan, started a new company together, we're starting the revolution. It was the most, like, awkward trash talk promo on somebody. And it's like, oh, you got your chair in your bedroom. Like, are you, like...
And good night.
I love Kenny. I want to love Kenny so hard. I know he's not great on the promos. I know that good night bag is like the best he's got in his pocket. I know he's not great on the mic. But then him to cut it, it was bad. It was
cringe. It was very cringe.
So cringe. I kept looking at you. I was like, I hate this. I hate this. I hate this. And I literally said, I was like, oh, do you want to talk about Dynamite on the podcast? Just hit my hated it and let's talk about WWE. Because everything about this bothers me.
Yeah, so now, again, you're not sure. It looks like Swerve is detoured with the Young Bucks. So the question then becomes, who will dethrone Jon Mox?
But then Jon Mox came out and he was like, I'm not fucking with you.
Right. So Mox agreed that he wants nothing to do with the Bucks. He says that later on Dynamite, that you're not ready for this fight and all these other things.
So what was the point?
Right. So like they're trying to be, because they're more the buttoned up EVPs trying to be, and he's the more rugged bad guy. And we don't get along. We're different tribes, so to speak. So the question then becomes, who will dethrone Jon Mox? Because I thought it was Swerve too. We both picked incorrectly.
You should have heard me. You should have heard me. I wanted to destroy the house.
Pick Swerve.
I just don't know. I want to riot. I wanted to it's just.
Who will dethrone Jon Moxley?
I think because whoever, I don't know if it was Meltzer, and you can believe that's what I was Steven, you should have heard my mouth when it happened. Where's Eddie? Are we waiting on Eddie Kingston to get healthy? Because apparently, I don't know if it was Meltzer or Sapp, but probably Meltzer because it's AEW. They're saying that they want to give Mox a lengthy title reign. So how long do we got till, Eddie's legs better? Because
I don't want Eddie Kingston to be the one. I get the feeling they're going towards Hangman because that's their boy, and they're building towards Hangman being the one to take it. I always thought all along it was Darby's was going to be the sting in this, but where's Darby? Is he hurt again?
No, he's climbing. Yeah, I think, was it this week? Next week. I think relatively soon he's supposed to be climbing, and it's like an 11-day thing.
Yeah, I just thought it would be one of the two that, those two, like a homegrown person. Like Swerve I could be okay with because he made his biggest name in AEW, so okay. But Hangman to me is a homegrown AEW guy, original. Darby was a pillar, right? So one of those, any of those you can argue with. So I thought it'd be one of the three. Now, I mean, if you say Eddie Kingston, okay, I guess he's a locker room hero there, cult hero. But it's just no one's got the build right. I mean,
no one has the build.
Yeah. Swerve had the biggest momentum.
Because they don't know how to build people. They don't know how to build people. Unless, I don't know if you want to talk about it, did they take the belt off Garcia, which I also really disapprove of? And does that maybe sling him around to this, which also doesn't make any fucking sense either?
Well, thank you, Nikki. That was the other thing that happened.
I hate it.
Nice segue. You're getting great at this.
The fucking
paragon. At AEW Dynasty, Adam Cole is the new TNT champion, which was another big shocker to us because we thought this would be the defining victory for Daniel Garcia.
He needed it. Is it gonna be like? Is there gonna be like a weird hot potato? Is it gonna be like Sasha Banks in WWE? Like you can never like you can win it, but you can't like defend it on pay-per-view or retain on pay-per-view. I don't know. I think it's really shitty. Again, like let's.
I told you that promo, like where he said how Philly meant so much to him, like really got me worried that Adam Cole was gonna be the guy here, and that they're like, all right, it's a mid card title, like he can carry it, and in Tony's eyes, or whatever, like whoever's booking's eyes, hey, he's the perfect mid card champion to carry it for a while and give us name value, just like he was hoping maybe Jericho was going to do for the Ring of Honor title. Right. That's the only thing I can think of here. Because then the other question is now, and I think I already know your answer, is Daniel Garcia just completely buried now by the booking? Like here's a guy, we're talking about him signing there and maybe going to WWE, and like they paid well above market value for him, and you give him what, like a month and a half? What did he have the belt for? It seems like
he won in November. He won at Full Gear.
Oh, really? He had about that long?
Yeah, but he did. That's what I was. Boy doesn't listen. Yeah. That's what I was saying last week on the podcast. It's like he won in November, wasn't on World's End, wasn't on Revolution, and now he's finally on. You finally have him on a pay-per-view, and he fucking loses. You can't. They don't grow anybody. And Steven said in the chat, bruv, obviously alluding to Will Ospreay. What the fuck was that on Wednesday when it's the $100,000 6-pack what's he challenge, and it was like him with Mark Briscoe and then like all of them, and like, what are you gonna do with the money? He's like, Disney. They're all like yelling like Mark Briscoe. I was like, he's not, again, like Ed always says, he's just a guy. I can't take him, like, it's fun. I know he's got this fun goofy side and we all want to show what we all do, but I'm like, I can't take you seriously if you're running around screaming with Mark Briscoe that he's gonna take the belt off Mox. You're not building anybody.
Yeah, so I don't know where Daniel Garcia goes from here, but he does seem pretty buried.
It's just like...
Josh! Sorry, he's tardy for the party. Yeah, don't let it happen again. Rocket ship meeting went long. Deepest rocket.
Honestly, you're lucky because we are doing something a little different today. We're starting with AEW to get that out of the way. So I know you don't like talking about AEW, so you're perfect. Yeah. I don't even want to talk about AEW today.
But yeah, I mean, ultimately, there is a new AEW TNT champion in Adam Cole, baby. So we'll see. And that all bleeds into what ends up being Dynamite this week, which is a very Death Riders, Young Bucks, Elite focused. We didn't talk
about it, but I saw it when it was happening. I was like, this is not good. He vomited, and then it's like, oh, let's throw him on top of the chair. Yeah. And then, like, how, like, Taz must have been freaking the fuck out. Like, how close is, obviously, comms is to the ring. You see your son throw up and then get powerbombed onto a chair the awkward way.
Yeah, and then...
It's not good. No, I agree with you. Should have stopped. I don't know what's going on with AEW. Again, I want to root for all the wrestling and all the tides and all the ships, but it's not looking good right now.
Yeah, not looking great at this point in time, but well, we'll see. I mean, I think there's some nuggets in there that are looking good, but yeah, a couple of negatives from the pay-per-view, not the greatest.
Toni Storm is carrying that company on her fucking shoulders. Is the only thing I liked really about any of this is Toni.
That's true.
She was on comms and broke the whole commentary table, which was hysterical. Like, all, like, but you know how they, like, the cough button, and then basically they all stopped talking because she was just so funny. But I love her, but she can't carry everything. So
Steven said, hey, they were probably thinking, hey, JD finished the match, you get it back in there. Yeah, it doesn't matter if it's a concussion. Who cares about your head? You don't need to use that there. But yes, so ultimately we could talk more about Dynasty, but not really too many.
I'm done.
I mean, there's a couple surprises, like I said, with the main event and the TNT Championship changing hands, but we'll get into that more probably next week as things
post-Mania.
Post-Mania.
When we're on the road to War for Double or Nothing, but I don't know. I need AEW to step the fuck up. Because again, as I feel like one of the big defenders of that, I can't defend any of this right now.
Yeah, it is tough. It is tough at this point in time. So, Nikki, that brings us into last week. Well, we're back around into SmackDown, our SmackDown takeaways from April 4th, 2025. I had to think about this for a second.
I was like, what did you glitch in the Matrix?
Yeah, I did glitch.
Are you Roland Jackson?
I did. So, Nikki.
Yes, baby.
Can I get a favor? Favors? A lot of favors.
Mm.
I always ask for favors. So we finally see the reveal of CM Punk's favor from Paul Heyman.
I'm going to force you out of your comfort zone. I'm going to force you to deal with us. Because at WrestleMania, in the main event, in my corner, your wise man, my best friend, Paul Heyman.
Nikki,
Paul Heyman forever.
CM Punk wants Paul Heyman in his corner at WrestleMania 41, and that's the favor that he enacted. My question, is this a dumb favor?
No, I hate this. Again, you're cutting off the promo-y part. Like, he says, like, when Paul Heyman left WWE and then came back in that little in-betweensy time, and they were on Big Show's bus, and he was like, CM Punk was like, you prophesize this. He's like, when you get into the main event, you have to force them to deal with us. And that's why then you cut into what you just showed. They're like, they're not here anymore, Roman Reigns, I'm forcing you. And it's such the fucking mind games of, hey, that's supposed to be your guy, he's your wise man, he's your this, but when he walks out with me, can Roman Reigns be this tribal chief without his wise man? I love a good mind game.
Well, Roman has an answer.
Even if I let him, he wouldn't. Wise man.
Yes, my tribal chief.
Let this desperate fool down easy, will ya? Are you crying?
Nikki, please don't take him even though you can.
Please don't take my Heyman. Ugh, I love that song.
Josh loved it too. In the correct version?
Yes, obviously.
Miley Cyrus.
I know, which is good because sometimes you do some crappy.
We stick with the covers of the bar here. We like it.
But obviously, you can't miss Dolly Parton. So fitting, so beautiful. That's gonna throw me off now. That song's gonna be in my head for the rest of the night. So get ready, kids. But I love it. He's like, "Oh, my tribal chief." Like, I can't. Like, he's gonna walk out with Punk. And then, like, you saw that, like, because after the clip, he like shoves Heyman into the corner, and then Punk, stays him, and he hits the GTS. But it's just like, I love it. I think this. I think we were talking about this a couple weeks ago. I think this is amazing. Again, it's the mind games. Like, when he's going to walk out with Punk, then when he's going to be, who's he going to root for, what he's going to do. Like, I just, there's layers, like ogres and onions. Like, I love this little layer to it.
Onions.
Shrek, I've watched Shrek forever. Just the first one.
So ultimately on SmackDown,
but Seth laughing the whole time.
I know.
I adored.
It's great.
I love my Seth, you know it.
I know you love your Seth Rollins. But yes, him just saying, like, basically I predicted, which, again, talking about predictions, I called it. I said Seth is leaving. Paul Heyman is leaving with Seth Rollins. We were going to touch on a little bit more of that shortly. But ultimately on SmackDown, this leads towards a little bit of a scuffle, which leaves Roman Reigns laying and Paul Heyman crying.
Wait, say that again?
Well, Roman Reigns gets a GTS from Punk on SmackDown.
Oh, okay. I thought you said Raw for a second. I was like,
No.
We're still on SmackDown. Sorry. This is I'm also sort of working, kid. So if you see my eyes going this way or me typing, because the man doesn't let me take a break. But no, I think I love this little layer to it.
Yeah. So let us know in the chat. Did you think this was the appropriate favor, or do you think maybe Punk should have asked for more? I think Punk should have asked for more. Heyman's a great guy, but get me a world title match.
But he can get there. He doesn't.
I think I would want more than just a guy in my corner for a non-title match, even though it's a WrestleMania event. I guess so that means, I don't know. I guess because that means more because he wants to win at the WrestleMania main event. But what, are you reading comments?
Josh's comment. I'm sorry.
Josh is getting out there. What in the hell? We demand your full attention. Exactly.
I'm like, you have like 93% of it.
Really?
Acknowledge me.
I'm sorry.
Especially in this segment of all
this
segments.
podcast pay your bills, or does my
Hopefully one day.
One
day the podcast will pay the bills.
One day. Hey, like, share, and subscribe so I don't have to do my actual job.
Exactly. Yeah, smash the old like and subscribe. We haven't done that yet. But yeah, so ultimately we end SmackDown with Roman laying and Paul Heyman crying, but that wasn't, Nikki, the only big moment on SmackDown
it was
this
not,
week.
my love.
We see the debut in WWE of the other half of the Lucha Brothers. Rey Fenix has made his WWE debut. Let's take a look back.
Because when I arrive, I'll bring the fire, make you come alive. I can take you higher, what the says. For God, I must now remind you, let it rock, let it rock, let it rock. Because when I arrive, I'll bring the fire, make you come alive. I can take you higher, what the says. For God, I must now remind you, let it rock, let it rock, let it rock. Just let it rock, let it rock.
Nikki, Rey Fenix is here.
Phoenix.
What are your thoughts on Rey Fenix's debut?
I'm it's hard. No, I think again it was a good match, a good introduction match. I think we're all sort of floored that it was Nathan Frazer, however you say his name. Again,
Frazier,
from NXT,
making his debut. So
they're like, oh, he's making his SmackDown debut and he's making his WWE debut, and I was like, where's that try? Like, I thought, like, having again, all the flippy dudes. Again, fun match. Didn't expect that. I'm not in love, and I think it's just, I think after Mania, when the Lucha Brothers engage, I didn't really like his music. I like Penta's music better. I just think they were supposed to be a package thing, and now they have to separate them for a little bit. Like, I don't know. I feel like the presentation, it was not. Oh, I'm sorry.
Well scripted flippy dudes.
Indeed, I just think his packaging doesn't seem as well polished as maybe Penta, and I think that's because they're like, oh, we got to do something for you separately for a little bit before we can get you with Penta.
Yeah, it's a little bit more.
But again, it's I loved, same with Penta, like, they weren't allowed to talk at AEW. I love that they talked the bilingual, or got to cut the bilingual promo. I really like that. I'm hoping, because it seemed, I think someone said in the chat, like, his gear seemed weird. I'm hoping once they go with Penta, he's like, I'm yellow and red.
So Josh said he's not a fan of the mask design. Love seeing Rey. Only Prism is not a fan of the mask design. I think it looks. I mean, it looks Rayish, and then he's got the head.
Yeah, but he always had the head thing in the back.
Josh, I think you're upset because it's a headband, and he's stealing your headband gimmick.
Your bandana.
And Josh, speaking of which, I got a nice Ultimate Warrior bandana here for you. If you win the contest, once we get to 1,000 subscribers, that's what we're gonna have to do. Contest for that. But anyway, yes, Steven said Beth should be very proud of her little brother, Phoenix.
Did not dumped.
Yeah.
No, again, I think this is a great first introduction. Again, getting to cut the promo, and I think it's gonna elevate more once.
No, he says he has. Damn. We can have two.
Fine. Well, then we won't give you gifts.
Then someone else will get it.
How do you shower you with our love and you're rejecting it?
Yeah. You know, this headband is untouched. You might argue.
I'm better than you, and you know it.
But regardless. Yeah, I thought, honestly, with regards to Rey Fenix, I thought this was the perfect scenario. I get why they brought up Nathan Frazier, is to put him, again, like Penta, in a scenario where he's going to be presented very well. He's going to have a great match with someone who's another high flyer that makes him look strong. And that's, I think, the idea is like maybe putting, like Penta, the first couple of weeks, they put him in triple threat matches. I think we're going to see a very similar dose of that with Rey Fenix on, if he stays on SmackDown until the draft. Yeah, to your point, until the draft. I agree with you to that extent. Like,
what do they call it? They called it the Mexican Muscle Buster?
Yeah, the Mexican
Again,
Muscle Buster.
I think that's a good move. Again, as long as you can keep it safe. Shout out to, Tyson Kidd. Hopefully if he can keep doing it safely, then I really do like that move.
Nikki, there's one more big takeaway that we have, and people are going
girl
off script. How about Charlotte and Tiffy? Woohoo! Things are heating up to the most bland feud of this WrestleMania season. It's finally getting going. What were your thoughts on Tiffany and Charlotte's promo from last week's SmackDown?
To preface this, I think because Wade Barrett was supposed to kind of moderate this. He's like, I thought I was being Sir David Frost, and then he turned into Jerry Springer. Again, Charlotte going off script, so I think it forces Tiffy's hand to also go off script. And I think she kind of said it in a podcast. It was just like, Charlotte wasn't expecting the two things. Wasn't expecting the crowd to fucking boo the shit out of her. And then for Tiffy to clap back, which I am glad girl clapped back. But at one point, Charlotte just seemed so defeated and thrown off by the crowd that she literally walked into the corner and just well, what do you want me to say? And that obviously didn't throw
Charlotte, you said?
Yeah, Charlotte at one point she's getting booed so bad and she's talking to Tiffy and it's I can't hear you over the boos, and they're booing at you, not Tiffy. And at one point she goes and stands in the corner and she's like, well, what do you want me to say? And then Tiffany comes back at her and she's like, oh, I can't hear you over your screechy voice. It's oh God. And then and then Tiffy calls her like, oh, you're a Nepo baby. And she's like, I'm a Nepo queen, #1 Nepo baby. And it's oh God. And then it finally hits
she can't use that and say that she's a queen. There's only one queen. We know who it is.
Yes, queen.
And then again, they went off script, and I know Charlotte was just on Sherry Shepherd's TV show talking about the divorce and how hard it was for her. And again, I can't even imagine you're stuck with me, you're never divorced me in my life.
So just a pause. She says you're 0-3. You're gonna be alone in life, basically. After WrestleMania, you're gonna be alone. And what's your record on marriages? 0-3 or 0-3?
Yeah, it's 0-3. And then she immediately ducks, nah, you can't clap back, bye. And she promptly rolls out of the ring. And then Charlotte does the dumbest thing she can never say. She's like, Ludwig's in my DMs. And again, the crowd is going, oh my God, so much that what Tiffy said and rolled out. I don't know if the loud crowd, reacted. But I feel us at home and, what, Ludwig and a couple people were saying online was nobody believes that.
Yeah.
And then Ludwig did the famous between Diana Smith and Shawn Michaels in the ring was like, don't flatter yourself. And then later, Tiffy this week posted something, and Ludwig posted, like, texted my DMs. Again, if you don't know, Tiffany and Ludwig Kaiser are together in real life. And then Charlotte insinuated that, like, Ludwig was in her, like, DMs, which
nobody believes.
I can't. I just think, again, it's another thing of Charlotte going off script. And then, like, someone, again, Meltzer or Sapp or whoever, like, said that, like, a WWE person said that, like, oh, Charlotte's just, like, fucking up this program. And again, it started a couple weeks ago when they had that side-by-side backstage, and Charlotte went off script, threw Tiffy off. Tiffy looked terrible, because that next week I was like, Tiffy looked like shit. And then now she's back in the, like, they're back to face-to-face, and, like, she was like, no, you're not going to steamroll me again. Like, I'll come out fucking swinging. So it's like, you're going to go backstage and get a heat with Triple H because you went off script? Like, all right, I'd rather, like, look dominant, and, like, they went fucking crazy.
Yeah, so our friends at In Your House are saying, I think Tiffy rolled out because she was worried Charlotte would retaliate. Like, physically or just verbally?
I think she tried to go after Tiffy. I think Wade would have got involved. I think he would have, because he, like, obviously this wasn't supposed to go to physical blows. I think Meltzer kind of said what the promo was supposed to be.
He said physical, yeah.
Yeah, well, like, again, like, it goes back to, you know, Charlotte had that interaction with Nia when something happened wrong in the ring, and they were hitting each other real. And the whole thing when her and Becky were supposed to switch belts, and she threw the belt on the ground in front of Becky. Like, if she doesn't get her way, or things, I just think she's clearly threatened by Tiffy. Again, Tiffy's like, I'm 25 with a belt. What were you doing at 25 drinking in your dad's basement trying to be a volleyball star? Like, I don't think, again, like, their outfits are super fucking similar. I get, like, I don't know. It's just, like, everything about Charlotte to me right now is so cringe. And when she came back to win the Royal Rumble, I feel like they were pushing her to be a face. She doesn't know how to be a face.
She was like, it's a
oh, God, I hate...
Steve, you're going to get Josh going. You're going to get Josh riled. He's already riled up enough, Steve.
I feel like the
what
two
did
of them...
do?
Do you remember, like, being in, like, because we're old, and, like, AIM chats, and it was, like, or, like, the group chats, like, we're going to take this offline, and then, like, Josh and Steven are going to go in their own little private chat.
Yeah, seriously. I'm really getting turned off by Charlotte's behavior. It's time for Charlotte to get back to the business and she's being a child. Yeah.
I'm sorry that she got injured and she was out for a while. I don't think she should have won the Royal Rumble. Like, I'm kind of, like, over her at this point. Like, Tiffy's your brighter star. Again, I don't think Tiffany on the mic is 1,000% there. I don't want to just, like, throw flowers at Tiffany because I know she's not 100% strong promo, and I think she feels awkward because she's also was the heel for so long. I don't know. I just don't think this made anyone look great. But again, I'm proud for Tiffy for clapping back.
Yeah. Stand up for yourself. So, Nikki, that is our big takeaways for SmackDown. You want to talk a little bit more about that? We got the call-in segment coming up very shortly. But, Nikki, we got to get through, because this all bleeds into our Monday Night Raw takeaways. And a lot more happens. You see, there was a couple title matches listed for Raw. Lyra Valkyria. I can't get it right.
Lyra Valkyria.
It's Lyra here. You know, it should just run.
You know, it's just like in the Flying Valkyrie. If you think of like Marvel and Valkyrie, it's like that, but like an extra flippy do at the end.
But yes, Lyra takes on Bayley, ends up retaining, as well as the War Raiders take on the New Day and do retain, even though they lose via disqualification to the New Day. So 2 titles are retained on Raw. Just quickly talking about Lyra. Will she get a signature moment as Women's Intercontinental Champion?
I'm sorry, but that match was a little slop for me.
It was.
I don't care. Again, like, maybe, like, Chelsea, I feel like for me, I would love for 2 of them to get more TV time. I love that. I feel like Chelsea's maximizing her minutes a little bit more. But again, Chelsea, that's what I was going to say. Chelsea's a little more seasoned. So I get them wanting to put the belt on someone new. But that's what I kind of said on podcasts before. And I know Mikey loves the NXT girls, but I'm just like, I feel like all of them need to cook down at NXT a little bit more. I don't know if they brought her up prematurely, which sounds a little harsh. But like, she's got... don't know, I'm not like she's great in the ring. I get that, but like I'm not. She gives me nothing of the extras.
Yeah.
The little thing.
In your house, as Chelsea takes every 5 minutes she gets. I know you guys love the 5 minutes. You guys love your 5 minutes. They also think that they're in the middle of Bailey character change. Yeah, I agree. I think she's going heel.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah, I think it's at that point where she's getting a little stale, so she probably is, and she might be one of the big characters. I think she might take the belt off of her. But yeah, I just don't know as champion if she's going to have a moment, like a key signature victory in this reign, or just a key moment that we remember.
But I was also thinking going into the match, it was like, oh, like Bailey's the only person that beat me, blah blah blah. So I'm gonna get this win back, and it's a fucking roll up.
Yeah,
like you win a sloppy match with a roll up? I'm sorry, that doesn't make me excited about you at all.
But Nikki, those were some of the key matches or the key advertised matches that did happen on the night. But we are in WrestleMania season, so it is just 2 weeks out from WrestleMania. A lot of it's promo season, so a lot of promos are happening. So main event, Jey Uso, after last week's bloody affair, which really stepped up this whole world title feud with Gunther, he confronts him this week on SmackDown. On Raw, excuse me. Let's take a look back.
Before WrestleMania, hug and kiss your family. Before WrestleMania, the night before, I'm gonna lay my head down and I'm gonna say a prayer. I'm gonna pray about you, more so for me. And I'm gonna ask the Lord to forgive me for the man who I'm about to become. Because at WrestleMania, I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you for me. I'm gonna get you for Jimmy. I'm gonna get you for my whole damn family. And I will take the World Heavyweight Championship.
So Nikki, was this the best promo? Because I could say it is of Jey Uso's career. Because he's talked about, and I cut it towards the end because I didn't want it to go too long, but he's talking about how he had to answer to his mother about what happened to his brother. And
you know, it's real when they're using real names, when he's like, Joshua.
So what were your thoughts on Jey Uso's promo, and was it the best of his career?
I liked the promo. I'm trying to think, is it his best? I'm pretty sure like the early days of him cutting promos of like, should he join the bloodline on Roman? I don't know. Best, I don't know, but probably. I don't necessarily love that Gunther didn't get anything back or say anything. It was just like him just kind of staring at Jey.
Rubbing his hand through his hair because he's nervous.
No, I don't know.
Because honestly, this is the first that it looks strong. Like he looks.
No, I agree with you. I think Jey needed this promo. He like what we were saying when he won Royal Rumble, that he needed to cut the promo of his fucking life, and this was better than his Royal Rumble win promo.
Yeah,
for 1,000%. I do like him on the mic. I think when he does I love seeing this little more serious Jey than like the let's all yeet. Again, we all love eating all over each other, Michael Cole, but it's just like I like this seriousness from him.
In your house is his best promo on his own. Josh said it's the most main event he's seen him. Yeah, like I thought he looked as polished as, like, you sold me on he deserves to win it with this promo. Like, now you've earned it. What is he, 13 years? Like, we've been watching how many WrestleManias that we look back on, and it's like them debuting, and it's like 13, 14 years. It feels like forever. But yeah, like it's a good point. In your house says, he does better when he bounces off people. Yeah, I mean, right, it always takes two to tango, and I think this Gunther didn't say much in this. He came out, right, using his entrance, I think, but like the whole dynamic, like Gunther's such a pro, he gets the game, and I just think, I don't know, he's the perfect guy to elevate Jay at this point in time because he's so great in the ring. He's so over. They're going to have a phenomenal match. It's just a matter of how do you package it. I wish this was like a week earlier because it would have so much more momentum going into it. But again, the bloodying of Jimmy Uso last week just intensified the feud, so it's going great. I got my wife with the eating. Yeah, Josh, yeah, everyone eats. Yeah, so let's give Gunther his flower too because he's likely losing the title. And he also signed Gunther. Announced this week he signed a multi-year extension with WWE, which is again a perfect example of like you retain the talent that are effective and over, and you reward that talent, and that's what Gunther is. And I think he even said he's like, I've been champion here like 85% of it or 90% of the time I've been here, so why would I leave? And he's just a pro's pro. I just wonder if he loses, where does he go from that, point in time? Because a lot of his character is like all the accolades that he can have. King of the Ring, World Heavyweight Championship, Intercontinental Championship. So where can he go from there is interesting. But yeah, ultimately, this was arguably, in my opinion, the best promo of Jimmy Uso's, or Jay Uso's career.
Okay.
But it bleeds us into the main event because, again, as the theme of the show, it's all about favors. So after revealing the favor last week on SmackDown, Seth Rollins comes out after Paul Heyman originally comes out to discuss his dilemma of sorts and makes a pretty compelling case, Nikki.
Girl, you know me, every time that I write basically these promos down word for word, and you never let me say anything. But like what he says, like he was like, Roman Reigns doesn't care about you. He left after WrestleMania. Did he take him with you? Did he take you with him? No, he left you in the loving hands of Solo Sikoa. And what they do, they power bombed you through a table in front of your kids. And it's Jacob and Azalea. We couldn't remember what Jacob's name was. It was Jacob and Azalea.
Fatu? Just kidding.
What?
I was joking.
Oh, yeah. And then it's like, oh, well, CM Punk also left. When he left, did he take you with him? No. When he came back, were you doing anything together? No. And it was like, oh, he did your big favor at War Games, but he wasn't your first choice. Who was your first choice? And it was like, it was me. And I said no. So he was like, your last choice. And he's like, he didn't do it because he loved you. He did it for the favor. So these two guys that you love and admire, and your tribal chief and your best friend, don't see you the same way. They just use you, Paul.
They just use you. And again, it brings us towards the end of Raw, where
that was the end of Raw.
Well, yeah, no, it brings us towards where, again,
the end of the
where
segment.
they use you, Paul Heyman. How much is Paul Heyman worth?
How much are you worth? How much are you...
Don't put your damn hands on me again!
Thank you.
Yeah. Uh-oh. Well, Seth's hurt enough. My God, Punk measuring Rollins looked like he might have been looking for Rollins' stomp, and now Rollins with a stomp of his own! A stomp to Punk by Rollins! Now, you owe me a favor.
So, Nikki,
Yeah.
does Paul Heyman owe Seth Rollins a favor?
I think we all owe Seth Rollins a favor for him being in those jeans. I make no secret about my love for Seth Rollins on this show. You should be loving this because you prophesized that Heyman's gonna run away with Seth and they're gonna turn heels and go heel on each other. I think yes, potentially. What does this mean? I don't know.
Here's where I'm struggling with this.
You're the one.
He didn't yeah, I know, but does he owe him a favor for not stomping him in the head?
But again, because you don't let me talk about the promo, the ending of the promo before Punk came out, it was just like,
I'll do the...
No, he was like, you need to remove yourself from this match. And he said it will be a privilege to take you out of this match. It just takes one stomp. It'll be real quick, and I will do that for you.
Yeah, that's not doing him any favors.
Yeah, I threatened you, and I didn't do the thing that I said I was going to do.
Okay, I threatened to kill you, but I'm not going to kill you, so you owe me. That doesn't sound very fair.
People do a lot weirder for less in real life and on this show. So,
Unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
But yeah,
you wanted this. And then you...
I do. I want that together. I wanted a group. I still want this group.
I want you to be together, but you're not being together the way that I want you to be together. Yeah. All right, then what's your devil off?
I'm just saying the way it's very gaslighting-ish. Because, like, I didn't hurt you, so you owe me?
That's no better than Roman or Punk. Especially Roman.
No, because Roman's like, I didn't... No, I disagree. I don't think...
He's like, I brought you in, I made you relevant. Like, all the stuff he said to Heyman fucking on Friday on SmackDown last week.
I don't know. Yeah.
Girl.
I heard Seth is 8.
One, you can see him when he's standing up, his belly button's great, and we saw those dick pics. He's fine.
Josh, the things he's done behind a 7-Eleven for a possibility of a favor.
Girl, we've all been there. I don't know. I meant this is what you want and you're shitting on it. So
no, I'm just saying, like, you not hurting me is not exactly a favor. Like, if you saved me from someone hurting me, yes.
Yeah, I saved you from me.
That sounds okay. So don't you, I saved you from me. Your logic is impeccable right now. You're not selling me on this. But yeah, overall, let us know in the chat. What were your thoughts on the Rollins Heyman promo? Was this great? Does Heyman actually owe a favor to Rollins? And that's okay. We
said worse on this show,
Unbelievable.
Steven. When did you become a prude?
But yeah, like, I don't know if he's really owed a favor in this scenario. But I do believe, like I said, for the interest of being right and prophesizing it and being the wise man here on this show, I do believe that Seth is leaving with Paul Heyman on WrestleMania night. And we're going to talk about that next week when we get into our WrestleMania 41 prediction show, as we get into what is, Nikki, night 1 of Podmania.
Podmania!
If we can get this up here.
There you
go. A little better of view to run that down. But yes, night 1 of Podmania. Going to be a blast.
All of our friends.
Over the course of the weekend, WrestleMania weekend, we're touching it all. Watch-alongs, shows, podcasts, live streams, everything. Doing it all.
Doing it all, baby.
So, Nikki, before we open it up, the phone lines, we can get into a little bit of a SmackDown preview tonight. For tonight, should say. Cody Rhodes returning to SmackDown. Any thoughts?
I mean, the last time we saw him was when he cut. Again, that was divisive in the chat last week, but I really liked the promo that he cut. Again, I love the promo portion. I don't love him hitting the cutter, but like, you know, he's like, people are afraid of you on the mic, but I'm not. I love that. So, you know, I feel like he's going to open and he's going to be like, what do you want to talk about? And we'll see if, you know, I don't think Cena's going to show, but we'll see.
Yeah. I can't imagine Cena shows anymore, but the question is, can Cody carry this for another week and a half without Cena showing? Probably. Yeah, I mean, you could do video.
Well, he was in a program for 2 years where Roman Reigns, who was never on TV. He can carry it. He can carry the feud. Please. One week without John Cena, I think we'll be okay.
That's fair. Also, our buddy, after his debut, not Beth Phoenix's brother, but Rey Fenix, the brother of Penta.
Yeah, like, I'm surprised this wasn't like an opening thing with him and...
Yeah, it should have been, him and, that more realistic, I guess.
Nope. It's not Angel Garza. Humberto.
Yeah. Carrillo. He used to be Carrillo, but now it's just Humberto. But,
yeah.
So he will make his...
Again, I think there's rumors that the Legado is breaking up.
Probably. I think they've kind of run their course at this point in time. Then ultimately we're going to see more of the Damian Priest, Drew McIntyre.
Which he got the... Because it wasn't like... I don't know if it was... There was back and forth. It was the glass or debris or whatever. Like, they were worried about Drew's eye... But apparently Drew's eye is fine. I don't know. Like, Steven in Speculation Station. I saw your comment from the beginning, Steven, about Kevin Owens' jacket and the color and what it means. And I hope when you call him, we can talk more about that. But I don't know if this is the same. If, Steven, you have the same theory that there was really nothing wrong with this eyeball in the first place. I don't know. We'll get into that. We'll unpack that when Steven! You better call it baby. But I don't know, I hope, again, like, this, it's going to be a good match, because I really like both of them, but it's just a throwaway, like, hey, like, but, again, Priest cost him last year, but really did Punk? Who's to say? I know they kind of, the elimination got bungled at Royal Rumble, and I feel like it's never kind of got the same momentum. And again, they did have that thing in Elimination Chamber, but I just feel like it's sort of... I think they thought this was going to be a bigger thing than it is. But I like both of them, so I don't know.
Yeah, it's interesting. I don't know. I'm not that interested in the match. I mean... You got me more interested in reminding me that, like, he cashed in on him, and I completely forgot about that.
Oh, because again, it was a whole thing on WWE.com. I'm talking about all Seth Rollins' entrances, and I just remember last year, again, East Coast Kids, the Mummers Parade, they were in Philly. He dressed up like one of the Mummers, and he looked fucking fabulous, because I'm in love with Seth. But yeah, Drew beat Seth, and then did that sexy crawl over to CM Punk, and then CM Punk, hit him, or pulled his leg out, and then Priest came and cashed in, and then ran away with the belt.
No, then Punk hit him with his elbow brace.
Oh, yeah, the arm thing. Yeah, so basically Punk primed Drew for Priest to get the belt. I really do love the cash in. I think it was great, and then, he lost it. He lost it. I do worry that I feel like I think they both deserve more than they're getting, unfortunately, which I worry about some people on this card. But we'll see.
I don't know. It'll be interesting. But Nikki, let's open up the phone lines.
To
let everyone know out there, this is how we do it. There's a StreamYard link. I threw it in the chat. It is in the description as well, but sometimes in the description doesn't work. So you click on that. You write in your name, let us know what you want us to call you, and we will discuss what you're thinking, what you're drinking about wrestling this week. It could be wrestling this week, wrestling 10 years ago. If you want to just rehash the old stuff, the old times that you liked, and what you don't like about today, if you want to just vent, we're doing it all. But Nikki, as I like to say to my little blondie, hit the snare.
It's like.
All right, Nikki.
Yes.
Let's get it going. He's been very feisty in the chat room.
Oh, goodness.
So, Nikki, say it with me. Josh.
What's up, guys?
The rocket ship.
The rocket ship gets me every time.
It's the most over thing on this show.
Hey, the rocket ship works for me too. I enjoy it. I think it's great. I mean, I was late because of rocket ship stuff, so it's taken its own persona by now.
Good. Love it.
So you need the flux capacitor with it, you know?
I do need a flux capacitor, so if you know anybody who's got one for spare, let me know. I'm looking.
Marty
I'm
McFly. Marty McFly.
Yes. All I can offer is trips in my spaceship. No money. None of that. That's nonsense. Money's fake anyways. It's just numbers.
But it's the experience. The experience of traveling the universe.
With me. That's the key.
You're the prize.
Yeah. You ever been near the moon, stoned out of your mind? Well, it's fun.
Unbelievable. That's the Josh experience on his rocket ship. Josh,
that is
what
the experience. You better watch out. Well, you know, just water.
I didn't want to do it, but I had to do it. Get ready for Podmania, my friend.
We are. That's going to be exciting. I'm going to talk about that towards the end of my segment because Nick, I have a bone to pick with you.
Yeah,
and our Ivy Nile discussion.
We are going to talk about them.
Yes, we are. Oh, we're talking about
the lovely lady. How dare you?
Just well, you can say all the loveliness you want about that lady, and that's perfectly fine. That's great. I'm glad. But when it comes to the world of wrestling, I'm not sure if she's giving any value right now. And the reason I say this, Nick, you know all my reasons from the past, but that clip I sent you.
Was that? Oh.
I know you always make fun of us for the 5-minute thing, but let me ask you something. In this business of wrestling, in 5 minutes, you could be forgotten or you could be immortalized in 5 minutes of what you do in that ring. And I have not seen anything from her. In this clip specifically, she's on the outside, and I believe it's from the most recent Monday night match with a Gable, whatever his new
Josh, I'm trying to do technical IT work on the back end here. So you sent it to me, I think, on Facebook. So I'm gonna try and see if I could share the screen. Hold on, let me pause it.
There should be you're on StreamYard, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so if you go down to the share screen.
I have it on the other thing.
Okay. Sorry.
Yeah.
This is your show. I will let you do it.
We're doing IT stuff. I love it. Share. Here we go. That one. There we go. All right. Let's see how this plays out. Oh gosh. Nope. Almost there. Oh, there we go. Had it open.
You did. There we go.
All right, let's see if we can get this bigger.
Okay, fans, I want you to pay attention to Ivy on this one specifically.
Let's see. Let's see if our computer's working.
So, obviously, they're saying that's Chad Gable. No, it's not. We're getting those chants back and forth. And then, the amazing, like right here. This is what you get. Michael Cole is just teeing you up to just play in this 5 minutes, to do whatever you possibly can. I mean, for this gimmick to be going over, the crowd is arguing with each other at this point. That's Chad Gable. No, it's not. So right there, why in her professional mind, why doesn't she even play into it? Like, no, it's not. And she's getting up in Michael Cole's face.
There she is. She's right there saying her hands are off. What is she supposed to do? She's helping him interfere. So she is right now doing her role to help them win. She gives him the piece of metal in his mask so that he can do the flying headbutt to win the match. So, yeah, she doesn't know who he is. I disagree. She's playing her role exactly how I would play it if I am trying to be coy about who the identity of Grande Americano is. Okay,
so what she
End
picked.
in the match, though. It's in the match. There's interference going on. All this other nefarious activities going on. Yeah, I didn't touch him. She's the manager portion of this match. So I disagree, Joshua. I don't know. Let us know.
No, I think I agree with Josh on this one. And Josh and I don't agree on a lot of things, but I think I'm going to go with him on this one.
All I need is Steven to agree, and then I've collected all the universe gemstones, and I can get to Mars. So, Steven, just let me know you agree, because Nick, I understand you do see something out of her, but are you favorable to her? And am I, just completely over her, just like not even, maybe our opinions are too biased on this, but we're in WrestleMania season. It is also known as hack and slash season, when they get rid of all the fat and they start anew. And if I'm in that season, every time a camera is on me, I'm going to be that extra moment, because I'm sorry, nobody talking about the women's division is even bringing up Ivy's name.
Just you.
But they're not giving me a reason to do that. You haven't put her in any position to succeed. The only
not giving herself. Okay, you're right. I'm sorry.
No. The only reason that the Royal Rumble, the Women's Royal Rumble, where she got to do like 3 of her moves and then eventually just got thrown by the wayside, was the only time she got to show off anything. I told you this on your show too. Like, the person who's getting over the most in this group is Chad Gable. He should be a mouthpiece to elevate the others in the group, and he hasn't done that yet. All he's done is go to Mexico and get himself a mask and elevate himself to whatever mediocrity he's going to be when he loses to Rey Mysterio at WrestleMania, probably. Like, so who does that do anything for? So no one's gotten over. So the point of having someone like Chad Gable with all this charisma is to get someone like Ivy Nine who has less charisma over. So I don't blame her. She's doing what she thinks makes the most sense in the match, right? She's supposed to help out her team win in that six-man tag team match. So hey, Mr. Ref or whoever, I'm not hurting you. Rey Mysterio, I didn't touch this guy, right? Like, that's her role. I'm not expecting her to take time away and be noticed, other than unless she's the one who's delivering a forearm or a chokehold to somebody on the outside.
Real quickly before we get to Josh, but like, I feel like Michael Cole was teeing her up.
He was.
Like, if he's on comms yelling and talking to you, hey you, what are you doing? What do you say? And she's just like, like, honey, that was your time to yell and get like, how over was Bailey during the pandemic when her and Michael Cole had the feuding with each other for no reason?
I think she needs to learn, like, to get better with improv. And like, there's a lot of improv that happens with wrestling, and that she needs to get better at it. But that's
very true. But she's giving, she's giving right now. She has Leonardo DiCaprio in the mid 90s acting around her with Chad Gable and this gimmick that he's doing.
Come on.
No. In the world of wrestling, as a fan, what Chad Gable is doing, it brings in younger fans, it keeps elder fans laughing, and it keeps us entertained. The orbit around Chad Gable needs to stay as entertaining. And I'm sorry, but if you would have played that with the audio, they're not asking her, did you put that metal in the mask? No, they're doing, is that Chad Gable? Can you let us know? Even Pat McAfee's saying things to her, and she is just, oops a doozle. That's not Gable. I knows it. Like, come on, man. Like, in this point in her career, she should be battling with the crowd when they're doing that stuff. You make yourself an attraction, because I'm sorry, but there is an end to Ivy Nile and this whole group. Technically, there's going to be an end, but she could be forgotten quicker. I'm saying all this because I want her to succeed. I want her to separate herself. I want her to become that elevated person. But the people she's around are giving her every opportunity. And I know, Nick, you're saying that's not happening, but that's not happening with the writers. And that there is so many moments where you can take something and make it your own inside something already being created. And she is not doing that in any aspect.
No, I'm not disagreeing with you to that extent. I just think the improbability is not there yet. It could be. I think it still has to develop. But like for someone like her who's more of a like I look at it like Sonya Deville was very similar. Like right, like a UFC MMA background, like developing the personality, right? Like you have the legitimacy, and that's what matters a lot. Like when we're talking, we watch LFG, right? Like Evander Holyfield's son, Elijah, has the legitimacy because you're Evander Holyfield's son. But now you need to develop the personality to match it. And it's going to take a little while because, like, her personality is like, I kick your ass. Like, that's what it is. And, like, hey, I'm just a fighter. But the problem with, I think, what she faces is that she's small in stature. So it's very much like, it's hard. WWE doesn't push people like it's hard to push people like that. Like the only person that got pushed like that was a smaller person that I thought was really tough that looked like that was Taz for that short period of time back in the 90s that they pushed for a little bit. Like they don't push Vince McMahon, they don't push like monsters like that. So like it's tough. You have to have the matches, like you have to put in all the work to get there. And I don't think she doesn't yet to this point have the charisma, and that's what the point of a manager or a valet, whatever is to help elevate the lack of charisma in the talent. Like, hey, they have all the ability in the ring, and you should see that, and you recognize it because of this person, Paul Heyman, like Brock Lesnar earlier. Like, look at how great this guy is. You don't want to hear him talk because it's like watching paint dry for the first
But I do.
years.
I loved Brock Lesnar on a promo, especially when he was being funny. Kurt Angle, loved him on a promo when he was being hilarious. Him and Austin interaction, fantastic to me. And I'm going to take what you say, and for future discussions on Ivy, I'm going to put that into my thinking and my thought process. But I will say this, Nick, how much more time do we give her though? Like we're speaking as if this is her week 3 and she just doesn't quite get it yet. But like, I mean, if we're being realistic, she should have gotten it by now.
I don't know that because a lot of people don't get over. They spend years trying to get over.
So again, if you're talking Shawn Michaels, give me personality and I'll teach you how to wrestle. If you're looking at Ivy and Maxine Dupree, like Maxine has more personality. We can teach a bitch to wrestle. Like, if you're talking about little people, smaller people, then my Zelina Vega, great in the fucking ring, great on the mic. Like, I'd rather see Zelina than Ivy.
But Zelina's been in the industry for how many years?
Yeah, but then Maxine. I'm just saying, if you want to take Zelina out because she has more time in the industry, fine. Then put her back on Maxine's level. Ivy over Maxine, I think all day it's Maxine. Again, I know Ivy's impressive in her muscles. I know. I'm sorry, I'm not muscular like her.
How much of that has to do with the demographic of the audience base there too? Like, I think Maxine has improved tremendously.
Yeah,
I don't disagree with that. But how much of that has to do with like again, like who she's surrounded with, like the demographic? Like again, everyone loves like a good looking. Like I don't know.
But that's two different things. So you're putting the more attractive girl with the bigger Otis, and then Julius is good looking, and then like Chad Gable, and then you're putting her. But like to me, like Ivy's not pretty, and then like if you like JBL, a lot of guys are into big jack chicks.
Yeah, but it's also the scenario of how you're brought in and the character of how you're brought in. Maxine Dupree was brought in as the model valet. So that was her gimmick. The thing. So again, Ivy's gimmick was to kick ass. Like that's her gimmick.
Joshua Grimm, shout out my Sherry Martel again, someone who was a wrestler but had to transition because it's a male-dominated sport into the valet. Then that's what Ivy needs to do. Like you're in this instance, you're the valet, so big up your boys. When Michael Cole's yelling, you go back and big up your boys.
Yeah, I mean, anytime, even when Lita, go back to Lita or Trish Stratus, anytime that they had a match. Or right after, if they had their guys in the ring, they were out there and they were, yes. And I know, Nick, you're going to say, but they came in as managers and everything, but Lita didn't. Lita started in ECW as a wrestler, and she found her way into the WWF as a manager and then got her foothold there. Now, again, I want Ivy to succeed, but maybe, and let me just say this, but maybe the character that they chose her to come in as the MMA badass wasn't the right fit for her. Maybe they should have went another route with her.
Perhaps, and they could, yeah. But I think a lot of it has to do with, though, like WWE's booking is like, especially when you look at LF, like we're watching LFG like crazy. Like it's,
me too.
You were ex-athlete, you were rugby, this track, whatever in college, and you have ex-amateur wrestler, and that's what they play off of. It's like, this is your background, this is why you're legitimate, and that's, I think, the whole thing is like the Brock Lesnar, Ronda Rousey, like that added legitimacy to a level of professional wrestling. It was like, all right, this guy can kick my ass. But like that's the thing. It's like Hulk Hogan back in the day, like larger than life, like Andre the Giant. Like these are huge mammoth men, and it's like, okay, this guy could crush me, and like that's the idea. And like even as it evolved, it's more of, okay, even if you're a small person, like, okay, you have all these MMA skills where you could do submissions and things like that, where even if you're undersized, you're dangerous. And that's what I think the intention was for her. But has she been given that opportunity at any level to be booked? Like put her, I think she's a perfect candidate for like a Paul Heyman girl, like back in the day. Like she would have been perfect for that. Like let Paul Heyman manage her, and she would have been like, strap a rocket to her. Like let her get a little bit more polished in the ring, and she would have been great with Paul Heyman.
But, I mean, to me, Paul Heyman can make anybody look great. I mean, he's got that ability. I mean, he really does. He had a guy. Well, look,
that wasn't so perfect, was it?
That poor little pickle baby. There's no chance. Everyone loves Mr. Perfect, and he was so great. And this poor little pickle baby coming in, and he won the IC belt on Father's Day, and everyone thought it was a great thing. And I was like, oh, but you're not your dad. And it's like, oh, this little baby.
And it's really hard to live up to Mr. Perfect's shadow, you know. I mean,
your dad's name is Mr. Perfect.
Yeah, and honestly, in my book, Kurt Hennig, one of the best, if not the best technical wrestler out there. Whoever laced up, I could watch Kurt Hennig matches all day long.
I know someone that I met someone on YouTube that does a Kurt Hennig podcast. Just
that's awesome.
Devoted to Kurt Hennig.
That could be a little overwhelming. I would say.
I know that's a lot, but there's people. Hey, you know, that's how much people love Kurt Hennig.
Hey, he was fantastic in the ring. I loved everything that he did.
Simply perfect. Josh, what else you got for us?
Well, you know, let me hit on this Charlotte Flair thing real quick. I won't take up too much time. I want to say, pat on the back in the rocket ship. Look at me zooming around 0 G's. I've been saying this since she came back, and she was granted her little title run for Mania. That promo in the ring, again, I have to allude to when she heard those fans not accept her, when she's seen everybody before her come back from an injury and just be accepted by the fans. It took her out of her game, and this was her last safe place. I know there's a lot of personal things going on with Ashley, and I hope everything happens in the way that is most beneficial and healthy for her. But she needs to take a step back, because that crowd that day took the flair right out of her, and she's just been trying to climb back ever since. And it's honestly, it's really disheartening to see, because I was a huge Charlotte Flair fan when she was before she got injured. Even when she was injured, I was waiting for her to come back, checking up on, you know, how she was doing, all those things. But it's just not the same. It's not the same. And I don't think she's there mentally. Honestly, I don't think she's in it. Her heart's not in it anymore.
No, you can tell.
Yeah, and you can tell. And that's
Mhm.
to me that just creates more possibilities of something going wrong in the ring. And I would hate for something like that to happen.
Agreed.
And again, like physically, like, is this her second or third like injury? Like AC, like she's been out for a while, so it's like
Yeah.
Well, she had the knee brace on it. Mania, Royal Rumble. So I don't know. Have we seen her wrestle? I'm racking my brain. But
I think there was a couple, maybe 1 or 2 matches that we've seen with her.
it's just kind of like a one-off that she's just her to make her look good, and I think that's the problem. I just feel like I don't know. Like last year with like her and Rhea, or like when she was fighting Rhea, it's like a different dynamic, and I just feel like I don't know. She's not hanging right now.
was this back?
No.
No, again, it said her ACL was December 20th of 2023. Is this the same injury?
I think she was out for 18 months.
Yeah, no, it was
She was out for a while.
Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah.
As far as I can see, yeah. So
Yes.
I'm trying to find like a injury history if this is the only one, but
Well, I mean, and ultimately it just doesn't like I said, it just doesn't seem like she's into it at all. Like you can tell we've been watching this long enough that we can pick up on these little things with these wrestlers.
when she walked into that corner and she was like, "Tell me what you want me to say." You're like,
Yep.
"Oh, girl's not there. She's
Yeah.
gone."
And
then poor-
that's a Chicago crowd. I don't know if you guys have ever been to anything in Chicago when it comes to wrestling.
I have
no.
no.
I was at the Thanksgiving AEW show in which Cody gave his belt to a young man in the crowd, and the entire crowd bullied him into throwing it back at Cody. Yeah.
That's Chicago, but like,
And you just like, yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, did she forget that Chicago is a vicious pit bull of an animal that you can like you just go there and you let things roll off your back because it's Chicago. They say wild shit.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like yeah, you same thing similar like Philly or like
Oh
something
yeah,
in New York,
Philly's
like-
just as bad, if
Oh,
not
yeah.
worse.
Philly. Fuck Philly.
I mean, I've seen some of those ECW shows where Philly fans are, majority of them have their shirts off and they're just sweating and angry and just yelling things.
No, that's just Philadelphia.
That's like all of Philadelphia.
I lived there for 3 years. That's just Philly.
Grun tells me that's what it's like there.
That's exactly why Saquon Barkley went there. He's just sweating and angry.
Yeah.
No,
Well,
he was on Hot Ones. He was a cute little pickle baby.
Yeah, and he ate a hot wing, and then he was sweating and angry.
I would be too. Shit gets spicy
Yeah.
in Philly.
Josh, you know we love you. Before we let you go, your last shot.
All right, fans. So my last shot is always the shot where I give you the information where you can find me. So Monday nights, 7 p.m., I'm doing a show where I do this. I talk about wrestling. It's Monday Night Raw. Me, Grunmeister, and Kevin Calloway, we talk Monday Night Raw, 3 subjects, and we kick them around with you guys, and we want to hear what you have to say. At 7 p.m. every Monday. Thursdays, I go to ECW. You heard me talk a lot about ECW. That's my life. I live in the 90s. ECW was amazing. So me and House, we talk about ECW. It's been a real fun venture. We're in season 2 right now of their watch along, and it's been epic. So come join us. It's a fun time. We're watching young Justin Credible just go around and become the impact player he was always destined to be. Sundays, as you've seen on the schedule for the Podmania, I do a little thing with my whole crew, and we go to In Your House on a Sunday house party, and we invite you, anybody who wants to talk wrestling, come aboard and talk wrestling, because that's where we're at. That's Sundays at noon. So come join us. There's me, House, Grunmeister, and Hypocrisy Jones. We call ourselves the Core 4. So come join us and see who we have on. This Sunday is a special episode. It's our prediction show. And we're bringing on a lot of great guests. Aaron, he's a referee out in some pretty decent places. You'll have to stop in and see where he's at lately. And there's a couple of couple other surprises for indie fans. So come join us on Sunday and see all the predictions and all the wildness I'm going to talk about, because by Sunday I need to stop in and get more oxygen, from my spaceship and all those things.
Exactly.
I get a little loopy on Sunday.
You need to refuel.
Yes, that is true.
Well, Josh, I am super excited for Podmania. We are a week out from the craziness that is Podmania 2025. 3 YouTube channels coming together to form one awesome weekend of coverage.
Hey, and just a little heads up, next year, if you decide to do this, we're in the talks with Sabu Speaks on joining you in this. So there's a chance we could have Sabu and Dirty Dick Flair and producer Josh joining us in this venture next year.
Love it.
Growing it.
The more the merrier, baby.
The more the merrier. Mania 2026. We're already plotting this out. Love it. Josh, pleasure as always.
Sir.
Cheers. I know you got a flight to catch, or should I say a rocket to catch. Ladies and gentlemen,
Rocket
Josh.
Man. No, I just want to sing Rocket Man.
Oh, wait, hold on.
What?
No, we had some issues.
Yeah.
One more time. We had some issues taking him off there.
Oh,
Yeah, a little takeoff issues.
a little premature.
Yeah, no, he didn't have enough fuel in that rocket. But I am super excited, Nikki.
Yes.
Podmania is coming.
Oh, Podmania.
We start next Friday at 6 p.m. on the Wrestling Happy Hour with us as we bleed into our friends, the In Your House podcast. You just met Josh. If you're new here, follow them as well. They're doing their shows Sunday and Monday. We got watch-alongs with Mikey's Biconic Wrestling podcast coming up. So stay tuned. They're doing a bunch of stuff. They're doing NXT Stand and Deliver. They're doing a bunch of stuff. So you never know where everyone's going to show up. So a lot coming, Nikki. A lot's coming for Podmania week. But, Nikki, we still got people on the line.
Hello.
We'll talk about this week.
Oh my gosh.
Next week. Talk about this week. So, Nikki, one question for you. Well, not really a question, but more of a statement.
Say his name and he appears.
I believe in Steven.
Good evening, everybody.
Good evening, fine sir.
Yes. You know, that logo makes it look like it says Poo Mania.
Wait, which one?
Instead of Podmania, it kind of looks like it says Poo Mania.
Ah, if I put it the three of us, Poo Mania?
Yeah, you might get a whole different audience if you leave it like that. Yeah.
The D's not as sharp.
You
You got a soft D.
It's got a soft D. You need to get a little harder.
And it's corn color, too. Yeah. So.
Steven.
Touche, Steve.
You know,
Touche.
I love this show because what other show could it be the height of WrestleMania season and you get a 15-minute segment around 10 seconds worth of Ivy Nile content on a show?
Seriously. I have listeners text messaging me about how ridiculous this argument is between me and Josh about Ivy Nile. And who's Ivy Nile? I also have people asking who Ivy Nile is, which I don't know if that reports or
I do not doubt that in the slightest. And when they release her in a few weeks, you can devote a whole special episode to it.
No, I'm not going
Steve.
to be involved in that. Don't encourage him. Yeah, boo.
How dare you?
I mean,
But
they got to make
it's just
room.
blasphemy on this
I
show.
can think of at least 3 or 4 ladies coming up from NXT and a couple more coming back from injury. They got to make room.
Yeah.
Steve, you know what? I got one thing to say to you.
Cut it out. Get out of here.
What did Alanis see in him?
Something.
I know, but she wrote a banger of a fucking album, so I'm not mad at it.
She did at that, yes.
Like, probably my top 5 favorite albums of all time, but I digress. Steven, what do you think when you're drinking?
Just Coke, because apparently none of the listeners drink alcohol when they do segments. So,
Steve, you got one. You got Josh. He loves your poo jokes. He's all
yeah. Howdy ho. All right. So, should I go back to being we already started with it being a KO truther?
I mean, please, I want to hear all your thoughts on this.
I saw the pink jacket and I'm like, this is fake. Or maybe it may not be fake, but there is a significantly non-zero chance that he's conning everybody. I think so, and I think the jacket was an Easter egg. And I mean, if anybody would know how to pull this off, that's currently in WWE, it would be KO. I mean, if he's like, probably he's really hurt and needs surgery right away? Question mark. But I don't know.
So, like, what are you thinking he's gonna like show? I can't like it's WrestleMania season. It seems so abrupt to just like.
Yeah, that was another thing that raised my suspicions. I think he's either gonna come out as, I mean, apparently they're still going on with a match for Randy at Mania to be determined, and it's either going to be KO anyway via surprise attack, or he's going to interfere in whatever the match really is. Cause some shenanigans. Gun to my head, he's probably really hurt, but I don't know.
Steven, I don't know.
I mean, KO would be the type of person, but like with AJ Styles just having that fake retirement like a year ago, it's still in recent memory.
With the
like Mark
ugly
Henry
blue
had
suit.
the fake retirement that some fans still remember. So like, I can't imagine it being like it does, and it also doesn't make sense to like you're gonna have a random Randy Orton match for him to come out and give him like a pile driver or whatever. Like, and I don't know, Steve, you got your man crush has a support. I gave the theory last Sunday. I'm with Steven. Josh supports your theory that he's not true.
Again, just a non-zero chance. I think it's got to be at least 25, 30% that he's playing with everybody.
But, I mean, I don't know. Steven, I don't think you could say anything wrong that Josh wouldn't agree with. He would just say this.
Oh, Bruce.
But yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's an interesting theory, but I can't. It's so close to WrestleMania, I can't imagine it happening because it doesn't benefit him as much as like him just having the match with Orton. I don't know. It's tough. It's an interesting topic though to discuss.
I don't know. He may show up on there's 2 more counting tonight. There's 2 more SmackDowns before May. He could show up on one of those and say like gotcha or whatever.
Well, the moment would be bigger probably at WrestleMania or the SmackDown / Raw afterwards. But I don't know.
Maybe we shall see.
We shall see.
And if he's really hurt, then best of luck to you. We'll see you in a year.
Hopefully a year. Yeah, exactly.
Fingers crossed.
Steve, what else you got for us?
So I come to you today not only as a KO truther, but as a Charlotte and Tiffany truther.
Ooh.
What you got, babe?
Oh, what do I got? I think again, a non-zero chance that this is all a setup. Because, okay, before, and by the way, those pants are terrible, but that's another topic.
Charlotte pants?
What
pants?
Yeah. What was everybody saying, a week and a half ago about up until then about this match? They were like, I'm not really interested in it. The build's not been great, whatever. I don't need it. And what has everybody's attitude been since this? Oh my God, I really want to see this match. They have brought with this segment, intentionally or not, instant heat. And they've injected real life personal beef into it, which they pretty much are dressed the same too. just one bought the pantsuit instead.
Or one cut off.
I mean, there's just so much more dimension when a real life personal beef is injected into a storyline for a match, especially a Mania match. But I mean, going all the way back to Edge and Matt Hardy, and it was in the Seth and Punk rivalry, and now you have it here. Nobody really cared before. Everybody cares now. And they want to see if the two of them are going to take legit pieces out of each other. Like on purpose, no fake fighting in front of the whole world.
No, it's
basically
fair.
They did their job. And to paraphrase an Elvis Costello lyric, they're filing their nails while we're dragging the lake, trying to dissect all this.
Interesting. I like that line. Steve, dropping some.
Again, maybe it was unplanned. It would not surprise me in the slightest if this is another instance where they're taking us for a ride. But now admit it.
I work shoot, yeah.
Yeah, but now admit it. You want to see this match now. Maybe you didn't really care about it too much before, but now you want to see it. Night one.
Yeah. You're right. A hell of a lot more than I did. Yeah, like I had it could have been a bathroom break match for me prior. Now it's like, all right. Like not bathroom, like full bathroom break, but like just like enough that like, all right, yeah, like I'm just, but like to me it would have been like, yeah. Now to your point, yeah. Now I'm much more interested in this match than it ever was. Like it was predictable prior to the Rumble, and it's like, all right, well, how are they going to have a build up? And now it's like a week before. There's finally some sort of build up, and it got me interested in this match. So like.
Right. It's turned on a dime. And I think they're having a big laugh at all of us backstage for biting down on this.
Steve, you're upsetting Josh. Steve, I don't like hearing this.
I just don't. I think you're giving them too much credit, to be honest, because Charlotte has a fucking track record, and Tiffany's our sweet young little pickle baby, and I don't think they're like, oh, we're gonna do this thing, and we're gonna do the thing, and we're working the fucking marks. Like I don't get the vibe from this. I'll give you maybe KL, but I don't think I can give you this. I don't think it's. I think Charlotte's kind of a bitch, and she steamrolled everything, and then Tiffy just lashed out because, like, fuck you, you're not gonna do this to me. I don't think there's a mastermind behind this. They're like, oh, you're gonna say that, we're gonna do this, and I don't get that vibe from this.
I think that's entirely possible, and probably that is what happened. But I don't think they came up with this on their own. I think they got instructions, possibly from Heyman. Heyman's probably the best creative mind they have there.
Well, what if someone just said, "Hey,
No.
you know, be willing to take a risk and go off script to try and make it relevant"?
Because that's the thing.
That's really all you need.
Charlotte went off script, the shitty face-off promo thing, and then it was like, oh, then you read all the thing. It was like Tiffy needs to sink or swim, and this is her moment. She's doing everything. So when Charlotte went off script last Friday, and she's like, I'm just gonna stand in the corner. Then again, probably the girl on this fucking show, like, you go into like, you're coming for my jugular, I'm gonna fucking come for your jugular. And I think it's very much like, we're all emotional and we're gonna go for what fucking hurts you, so I'm gonna bring up your fucking 3 divorces. And then Charlotte clapped back, was like, oh, Ludwig's in my DMs because that's what hurts Tiffy. Like, I don't think the boys backstage could mastermind the girl shit that happened in the ring.
Well,
the
chat is divided over this.
As the one girl on this
very
podcast.
divided chat over whether or not this is scripted, not scripted, work, shoot.
Again, I don't think the men backstage can script the legit, like, I went for your divorce and you went for my boyfriend. Like, I don't know if the boys can script that. Again,
Maybe they didn't script it, but they gave instructions and they said, go with it. Here's what you need to do. And yeah, maybe not word for word. But here's the general idea. Go out there and do it. Charlotte, since you're the veteran, you take the lead, and Tiffany, just follow Charlotte's lead.
No, I love you, Stephen, immensely, but I think you're giving them too much credit, and I don't think it was like, oh hey, I don't think it was as cute and smooth as you're making it out to be.
I don't know.
I don't know, Stephen. I love you, and I hate disagreeing with you, but I disagree with you.
But
I
Steve,
I can't wait to see what's piling up in the chat about this, because all of a sudden I started talking about this and I'm busy talking, so I'm not seeing any of them. So I'm kind of curious to be.
They're just here to see you, Steve.
That's Steve. That's Steve.
That's the first time I got that one. That's pretty good.
I know, you're just breaking everything in the chat, Steve.
Yeah.
But Steve, before we let you go, your last shot.
Well, it was requested that I talk about these most recent Hall of Fame inductees, so the rest of this segment will be done in sepia tone. I actually, black and white works. I actually saw Kamala wrestle. I think it was not long after my 16th birthday, and he was supposed to be the main event against Sergeant Slaughter, and instead it was the match right before intermission. And put on a good match. He looked a lot larger than I thought he was, but that's a guy really committed to the character. Like for real. And
what was his finisher?
His finisher was the splash off the ropes onto the back. I think storyline, it was how he hunted and captured lions. Yeah. So, kudos to Kamala. I also remember seeing Ivan Koloff on TV in 84, 85, when they were doing the Super Show from the TBS studios, and he was with Nikita and with Crusher Khrushchev, the soon-to-be Repo Man. And with that hoarse voice, I don't know how that guy wrestled for so long with that frog in his throat. And he was such. Remember from previous shows, my family was also a bunch of. They weren't big professional wrestling fans, but they worshipped Bruno. So Ivan, I had to hear the stories, because I wasn't even 2 years old when he beat Bruno for the title after 11 years. But I got to hear those stories later down the line about how they hated Ivan Koloff so much for beating Bruno. So that was good memories, and he's another guy who I thought was in a long time ago. So
right,
that's what I said. I was like, wasn't this already a thing?
And then Dory Funk Sr., obviously well-deserved. I have no memories of him, but of his 4 kids who made it big, Dory Jr. and Terry and Jimmy, Jack, and Flash. All a great Funk legacy at the Funk Dojo. And I'm glad that they do this legacy wing. So people who managed to slip through the cracks from a long time ago that people didn't really think of. I wonder if this was Hunter's idea to do something like this, but it's definitely well deserved on all 3 parts, and congratulations to all of them.
Well done, Steve. Always bringing us back to what matters, the history of wrestling. Steve, pleasure.
I'm telling you, mark my words.
What about his salmon jacket?
Is what?
Him and his salmon jacket.
Is that what you're talking about? You said mark my words. I'm like, about what?
Both of them. Yield.
He thinks they're both at work. Ladies and gentlemen,
I don't
Steve
think so.
with his conspiracy. No, I can't. Conspiracy theories?
I don't know. I don't.
I don't know. But ladies and gentlemen, Steve.
Went too quick into the song. I didn't get to yell Steve. So Steve, for you. We love you. Sorry for the kids that listen to me on headphones just screaming. But, you know.
Well, Nikki, we got another regular.
Yeah.
One more on the line to close us out before SmackDown starts. It's been a while, and I know we talked about the great pay-per-view that was AEW Dynasty. It probably got his ears ringing. That's what I'm thinking. Also, his new gig, his side gig, didn't have work on Raw, so he's got a little extra time. I think that's why he joined us.
The side gig?
We'll talk when we get him on. But first, we want to know what's in his head.
Yeah, Darby Allin sucks. Oh, hello. How's it going?
Welcome back, Ed.
You look so professional right now.
I know. I'm still wearing my.
You never dress up for us.
Fun story. I'm normally wearing stuff like this when I'm on camera with you guys. I just have my vest on, so you don't see it.
Oh well, fine. Ruin the mystique.
Hey, don't yell at me.
Too late.
It's just you're very fancy.
You know what this is right here?
And then crushing.
Real glass.
Crushing the
Go
abdomen.
cry me a river.
What's that guy doing?
Nobody knows.
Honestly, I mean, I was saying this last week. Revert him back to Jungle Boy Jack Perry, and get when Pac comes back from injury, just make him Jungle Pac again. Like, I'm here for it.
Oh my god.
Or if hopefully I haven't looked at it, like Luchasaurus is better, and then they could be like Jurassic Pac or Jurassic Jungle Pac.
Listen, I'm here. Do something. I'm here for it. Listen, because I was gonna ask, like, I saw the Young Bucks come back, and like, who cares? The place was going, so that's good. And then they showed up on Wednesday, and do we know what happened? Are they working with the Death Riders now? Because that makes sense.
No.
Technically, no.
Mox said no, thank you. Because I feel like Young Bucks was like, oh, I'll bring my friends. Moxley, you bring your friends, and maybe we can be friends. And Mox was like, nah.
And then,
I don't know why.
And then Okada showed up and said "bitch," and everyone was excited, right? This
is exactly the face that Moxley made when they asked him.
That was the face I made, just like seeing they showed up at the main event, just like
Yeah, no, it was yelling. There was a lot of yelling on this. At me yelling.
There's a handful of YouTubers I follow in the wrestling space as well, and they're all like, "I'm done with AEW."
Yeah. I said that earlier, like, because we briefly brushed over, and I was like, me as being the big supporter of all the boats, all the ships, do all the things, I don't know if I can fucking do it anymore.
I don't even have anything funny to say. Like, I got nothing. And they're just going to hold out till Darby comes back, and then he's just going to win. And it's like, okay.
Like,
cool. I mean, at least we got Lucha Bros 2.0, right? We got Hologram and the other guy, I guess.
No, but they're
even
already...
the team. Do you guys know? Help me.
Hologram and Telegram?
No, a Hologram and what's his face?
They're the communication.
Yeah, but they're ROH. They're not on main.
They're not on main.
I feel like
ROH is just worse than NXT.
ROH is like, I'm hoping maybe Bandito, shitty, not winning, maybe does something. Jericho said he's off TV indefinitely.
I saw that. Good. Like, go tour with Fozzy. Give Concussed Hook some more TV time.
God, that poor little baby just threw up, and then like looked up, and they're like, "Well,
hold on,
you just made the list."
I don't know what that show's doing. I don't know why you wouldn't have John Cena and Cody Rhodes on Raw. Or maybe they were. I don't know. I didn't watch.
They weren't.
No, they weren't.
Because all I saw online was that they had the hype package. So I'm like, that's cool. But like, we're 2 weeks out for Mania, guys. Like, maybe give us a little more. But then I'm like, what would you do? You know?
Well, Cena's filming a movie in Budapest.
Also, Peacemaker Season 2 is coming out in the summer.
Should be good. Season 1 was good. It's a lot of fun.
I didn't watch it.
It was
good. It's funny.
It's pretty. It made me like John Cena a lot more too.
No, but then I'm not going to watch it because I don't want to like him.
Then you shouldn't watch Ricky Stenicki either because his back hurts after carrying that movie.
I know, but I really love Andrew Santino. The ginger.
Yeah. I don't know that movie was like, it was so stupid. It was so much fun though.
He honestly, watching John Cena like act made me like him a lot better because he's
great.
All his movies, he's pretty like. What's it the Parent movie? What's it called? Bad Parents or something? Not Bad Parents.
Is that when they're all their daughters were ready to get laid? But
they that one, whatever that one is.
You know,
Chaperones or something, right?
Chaperones. That's what exactly. That movie's hysterical. Like that actually made me like John Cena so much more than
he plays stupid. He plays like dumb funny very well.
Yeah, because I feel like it's natural to him.
No, I definitely have to give that a go. I mean, like I'm like, I guess the next thing I was going to bring up was bringing up Raw for a reason. What are we doing with Karrion Kross? What are we doing with Sheamus? What are we doing with the Wyatts? Like, there's a lot of people that are just off the Mania card, and what are we doing?
Well, so Steven corrected us. It was blockers. It wasn't shadows. It was blockers.
So apparently, Sheamus threw his hat in the ring to fight Randy Orton at Mania because right now we don't know if Randy has an opponent. I think the Wyatts are going to be after Mania because Bo Dallas Uncle Hattie just got cleared to come back.
What did he get injured for?
Yeah,
no, he was injured.
I had no idea. He was
and apparently, Nelly said that he was injured like January, December.
I feel like Steven said this too, so I'm not gonna take full credit for this, but like I really want to see Aleister Black lead that group and just make it a cult and be the cult leader. Like make it the House of Black in WWE. And WWE knows how to do that macabre, that dark arts type stuff.
I hear what you're saying. I'd rather them be their own thing. Let them do their own spooky shit. If you're going to do anything with Aleister Black, because like I feel like Karrion's kind of just like there, and he'll probably have plans after Mania. I think them releasing the rest of his group was kind of like, I don't want to say took the winds out of his sails because they started featuring him more and like letting him do more stuff. But I guess there'll be plans for him after Mania. I don't see why there wouldn't. This guy's featured on TV every week. But I did have the thought earlier today of like, okay, if you're going to break up the Judgment Day, because like, that they're sowing seeds for that. If you're going to bring them up, and you're going to have Finn by himself, or like, let's say Liv screws him over and you've got like Liv, Raquel, Finn, I'd be interested in Liv, Raquel, Finn, Alistair, Carrion.
No, man.
I don't hate it. I think Carrion more likely would join Judgment Day or be the leader of Judgment Day. He's got so much more
flirting with Dom.
Yeah, like it makes more sense as like a leader of the group because he's like his whole gimmick now is like it's the Sean O'Hare like devil's advocate gimmick from the whatever it was like early aughts, and like he's doing it phenomenal. And I think that's the idea is like if he's such a charismatic, persuasive person, he should be able to lead his own group because others should be influenced by what he says.
Yeah, no, I hear you. I'm just looking at a group of 3, 4 people, 5 people that I don't really see a through line for because like even if you do break up the Judgment Day, or you have Finn leave, what do you do with the other 3? What do you do with Carlito?
I think Carlito and Dom are
dead. There's a funeral service. We didn't get to talk about this because Nick was against it, but no one's allowed to do a spear ever. You're wrong, fucking Breaker. Stop the bullshit spears.
That wasn't a spear or a gore. That was a fucking missile.
That was just like, I'm gonna murk you.
What?
I just wonder, like, if he said, like going into that, like, by the way, I'm gonna run straight 40 yards from the stage to you.
I have friends that aren't wrestling fans that were sending me Instagram reels going, holy shit, what is this what you watch? Yeah, it's dumb. You should tune in.
Oh my god. He's gonna lose at Mania, but I love Braun Breaker.
Who does he lose to though? Who ends up winning that match?
Watch next week, but I think Dirty Dom.
And you better call back in next week for either night 1 predictions or I think it's night 1 it's supposed to be on, but like I could make a case for anybody in that match.
True, because I don't necessarily want them to take it off Breaker yet, but wouldn't it be crazy if they put it on Dom? Just like
Dom deserves it the most out of all.
World burn sort of bullshit, but like
the most over is Dom out of all of them, so he deserves it the most. Breaker, obviously, main event potential if you want to just keep him in the scene. Penta is the new hot to trot luchador, so you just strap the rocket to him so you could give him the belt for a hot minute. And obviously Finn is Finn, so like you could always make him a top mid-card champion. So any of the 4 could win that match.
Shit, do you have Aleister Black come back and help Dom win?
Rumors are saying that maybe Aleister Black or Miro would be a special guest opponent to face Randy.
That makes sense because SmackDown. He's also the vignettes have been on SmackDown for Aleister, so I think he's going to SmackDown.
Oh, have we been getting vignettes for him? I only remember seeing the Phoenix ones.
No, yeah, there's been
there's Aleister Black ones, yeah,
for Aleister, yeah,
nice.
So
yeah, I wouldn't be mad at him popping up and going against Randy. I mean, I'm kind of in the same boat as Steven though. Of like, I literally like before I hopped into chat earlier, I was just having that conversation with a friend of mine and going, oh man, wouldn't it be great if like Owens wasn't actually hurt and like he just shows up either at Mania or like the SmackDown before and just like clobbers him. Like.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure he is. I'm pretty sure he's hurt, and it bums me out because that guy deserves the world.
Yeah. Remember, like 2 years ago when his contract was up, everyone's like he might go to AEW and like do the Mount Rushmore with Adam Cole. And
I hope not. Holy shit! Like don't.
No, he re-signed.
No,
that was the rumor, and
but
then
like everyone's like he's so like it. Every time someone's contract comes out, it's like you start to get like a. I don't even know, like a rehash of like all the good times you had. It's like, don't let this go. Like, please, what's that song? Please don't take all those beautiful things. Like,
all the beautiful things.
Like that song. Like, it's like that. It's like you're like, oh, well, he did do a bunch of like phenomenal stuff here. It's like, oh, he offers so much more because he's a true like wrestler, like pro wrestler to a T. That's why I said like maybe if it's really bad in 2 years from now, God forbid, this is what happens, bring him back for commentary because he's a guy who gets the game and can put over everybody and take this to a whole another. Like, I don't care where you throw him on NXT, whatever, but give him an opportunity to be on screen.
I 100% agree, and it's crazy too because he's been in WWE for how long now? Like at least 10 years, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems like it, right?
It's crazy to me that he's only held like a world championship once. I mean, okay, it makes sense because of who was running the show. He's very much the antithesis of the old guy in charge, right? But holy crap, like I don't understand how this guy hasn't been like a big bad guy champion yet.
Ed, 2015, he debuted in WWE. Wait, well, it actually could be
Don't
2014.
say you don't know why, because you know exactly fucking why.
Yeah, but we've had. I was gonna say we've had a couple years now where he could have been, but did we really? We haven't. There's no real way to slot him in, and I wouldn't even say slot him in now because, like, let's say Jay wins, like he deserves it for a little bit. Let's say Gunther holds on to it. Keep making Gunther a big fucking deal, right? Like, I'm fine with you, but like, there's no way he's touching Cody's belt for a little bit. Shit, I mean. I was having a conversation with a coworker earlier. What if Cena wins? I kind of want Cena to win.
I think Cena's gonna win.
Yeah.
I don't want to
give away.
I know we get next week, but girl.
Like I'm kind of like, listen, I love Cody to death. I was there live at that Ring of Honor TV taping when he was like, I went from undesirable to ungoddamn deniable. Like, and I was super like iffy about All In. I was chanting All In by the time he was done.
Yeah,
and I was like, "Fuck, I will follow you to the end, Mr. Rhodes.
Yeah.
Like, let's go." Right? Guy won me over hard. But it's one of those things that, like, fuck, it'd be awesome if John won. Like, holy shit, if John Cena wins this, I might lose my shit.
Yeah,
it's interesting. It's something like it's. I don't want to say it's new, but like, you kind of get that like that Hogan heel turn vibe. Except John Cena's not a piece of shit.
That's fair. Yeah.
Unless you ask Nikki Bella.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, he didn't really want to get married. It's fine.
He did. I'm sorry, John Cena doesn't like dogs, and I don't trust a man or any person that doesn't like dogs. If you don't, again, I say this to every. You cannot come into my house if you don't like dogs.
I guess John Cena's not coming over anytime soon, huh?
No, I'm sorry, John Cena. You can stay in my driveway.
Not welcome.
Again, I don't trust people that don't like dogs. That's just me.
It's fair. I hear you.
My dog just wants to hump you and sleep on your face. Like, easy peasy.
Yeah, that's it. No big deal.
Unbelievable. As we've gotten to a weird level of thing.
Oh,
Ed.
Nick?
Before we let you go, what's your last shot?
My last shot? Fuck Just Incredible and fuck Hulk Hogan.
Ooh.
Oh, baby. I saw your... Yes. If someone mentioned it before, I'm like... And you sent me the thing, I'm like, fuck that guy.
Oh, yes. Well,
yeah,
I don't care. 30 seconds. Yeah, a video was released from what was planned first guest of this show. We've obviously had a lot of tremendous guests over the course of the last year and change, but a video was released. If you get a chance to look at it, Maven Huffman, aka Maven from WWE, first Tough Enough winner, has his own YouTube channel. He goes and visits a non-fan of the show, Justin Not So Credible, about all the allegations that have been alleged.
It's your boy PJ, yeah?
Yeah, PJ Polacco.
PJ Polacco can suck my dick.
Listen, to be fair, in 1999, nobody was doing bald goatee, gold chain, jean shorts. Like nobody else was doing that.
Nobody.
I love it because
you know why nobody was doing it?
Hated it. The thing that hit me, then he was like, "Oh, I only screwed like 2 podcasts. Like it's fine." I'm like, girl.
It's been way more than that. There's been
it's more like this.
You just made the list.
Yeah, it's been way more than just 2 podcasts. Like there's video footage of the past 10 years of him just showing up hammered at indie events. Like making an absolute like it's actually like it goes from like, wow, that's sad to like you almost feel bad, and then it just turns more into like, wow, fuck this guy. Like fuck this guy the long way. Send him to the penis exploding machine now.
Yeah. That's when you sent me. I think you sent Nick, and Nick showed me. I'm like,
yeah, we watched it our way. driving somewhere.
We were driving,
and like 5 minutes in, she's like, "This is garbage."
I literally was like, "Shut this shit off! Fuck him! You're not sympathetic." And you're like, "You showed your little fucking dick leg." You're like, "Oh, feel bad for me." And I can't buy groceries. I'm like, "Yes, you fucking can, you dumb fuck."
You know what she's saying?
Go fuck yourself.
Yeah, that's how I feel. PJ Polacco, please, someone cut this. PJ Polacco, go fuck yourself. My dick is bigger than yours. That's how I feel.
Ed, I know that wasn't your statement, but that was a very well way to end it. I gotta say, Ed, that's a perfect way to just a segue. Cheers to you, sir.
I love you, sir.
Love you guys,
ladies and gentlemen. Ed, friend of the show.
Sorry, and I love you. I didn't mean to cut off your thing, but just like fucking pisses me off. Like, don't act like holier than thou, and I'm this, I'm that. Anywho's,
Ladies and gentlemen, gets us going. We love them.
Alpha.
Ed,
Don't give a fuck.
Yeah, Darby Allin sucks.
All right, Nikki, it's been a fun one.
Yes.
A little longer than usual, but we got the regulars back together. The gang is back together
again. Thank you for
again.
being a friend.
You know, it's just we love it. We got Ed back, the manager of New Cat Republic.
The Three Amigos!
Oh my god, no one wants to see that. Steven's still trying to eat his dinner.
I know. Well, Steven's not eating any there tonight. Good luck, Steven. But before we head out of here, make sure you hit the old like and subscribe. Get through some last comments. Ed says, F that guy. The long way.
Yeah, agreed.
Steve saying, Dom screws over Finn for the IC rematches. Finn and Braun, leading eventually to #1 IC contender. Mommy? Ooh. Interesting.
I know. Could Dom win and then Rhea takes the belt off him at SummerSlam?
Ooh, that'd be crazy.
Ooh, no.
I don't think they're doing that.
I know. I don't think they're at that level. I'm like, it is Triple H's ex-girlfriend.
Josh said he wants Aleister and Cross against each other, so he disagrees with Ed on that one. Yeah, I agree.
Again, I think like have your two warring. Was that the warring factions to faction?
Yeah, maybe. Well, he doesn't have a faction yet. Well, unless Cross gets Judgment Day, maybe.
Who's saying he's got the Miz?
Yeah, that's not really saying much. So does Maurice.
Oh, girl.
But until next time, we'll send you out. I might have this done wrong.
Oh, we're doing that. Okay.
With our Not So CCO, we will see you next Friday as we get ready for Podmania. So I'm very pumped. We had a great show, Nikki.
Thought we had a spectacular event tonight. Very excited that so far everybody seems to have come out unscathed. You know, banged up, bumps and bruises, but nobody seriously injured, which I always hold my breath on these events. You want to see people have the best outing that they can possibly have and make memories, but do it safely. And we were able to do that tonight.
Able to do that tonight, even though the date is wrong. We are back here next Friday, Nikki, for Podmania begins.
Yes! Watch it.
Get ready.
Your friends and their friends, and we'll be friends.
Everyone's going to be friends.
We're so much friends. Like
6 p.m. Eastern time, we kick off WrestleMania weekend, night one. We are previewing it. We want to hear all your predictions, who you got winning, any surprises you got coming. It's going to be a fun one. We're joining up with our friends, Josh and his group from the In Your House Wrestling Podcast. Mikey brings the sexual appeal.
Brings
it.
Mikey, love you.
with the BC WrestlePod group and all that they cover with all their watch-alongs. We got a lot going on next week.
Send Mikey coffee.
Seriously.
The little pickle.
Yeah. He's going to be up, and he's on West Coast time, which is, apparently even though WrestleMania is on West Coast time, it's still
give
going to be
him
crazy
all
for
the
him.
fucking coffee vouchers.
But before you do it, smash the old like and subscribe on your way out. But before we let you go, you do not have to go home.
But you can stay here.